from that beginning over the years with the paychecks from his movies.
Osbourne, as you know, pioneered heavy metal music with Black Sabbath before going on to have huge success in his own right. He was known for hits including Iron Man, Paranoid, War Pigs, Crazy Train, of course, and Bark at the Moon.
In just a short time, the entertainment world has lost some of its brightest talents. From Hollywood legends to rising stars, these tragic losses have left millions of fans in disbelief, creating a gap too deep to fill. Who are these icons whose untimely deaths shocked the world, and what led to their tragic end? Join us as we reveal 10 famous celebrities who recently passed away. Number 10. Robert Redford. Robert Redford, one of Hollywood's most admired and enduring figures, passed away peacefully on September 16, 2025, at his Sundance home in Utah. He was 89. His publicist confirmed that the actor died in his sleep, surrounded by family, in the mountains he deeply loved.
Robert Redford was one of the greatest names in modern Hollywood. The 89-year-old actor died early this morning at his home in Utah. That's according to his publicist.
Born on August 18, 1936, in Santa Monica, California, Redford's path to greatness was far from smooth. After losing his scholarship at the University of Colorado due to heavy drinking, he drifted for a while before finding direction in art. He moved to New York and studied at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, where his talent shone. Beyond acting, Redford shaped film culture as a director and visionary. He founded the Sundance Film Festival, which became a launchpad for independent filmmakers and fresh storytelling. His directing work earned him multiple awards, including an Oscar, solidifying his place not just as a performer, but as a creative force. Redford was twice married and had 4 children, though he endured the loss of 2 sons. At the time of his passing, his net worth was estimated at $200 million. More than a movie legend, he was a man who lived with purpose. The next star on our list is one who forever changed the world of rock, a true legend whose passing brought tears to millions and left a silence that still echoes today. Number 9. Ozzy Osbourne. The world of rock fell silent on July 22, 2025, when Ozzy Osbourne, the legendary Prince of Darkness, died at 76.
Breaking news from the world of entertainment. We have received word that music legend Ozzy Osbourne has died.
According to his death certificate, filed in London by his daughter Amy Osbourne, the heavy metal icon succumbed to cardiac arrest caused by coronary artery disease, worsened by Parkinson's disease and autonomic dysfunction. An air ambulance rushed to his home in Chalfont St. Giles, Buckinghamshire, but despite the effort, Ozzy's heart gave out. He was flown to Harefield Hospital in Uxbridge, where he was pronounced dead. His occupation on the document was simply listed as songwriter, performer, and rock legend, fitting for a man whose voice reshaped modern music. For years, Ozzy had battled health problems, Parkinson's, spinal injuries, and frailty that left him unable to walk. Fans feared the worst when his wife, Sharon, announced earlier this year that his July 5th performance in Birmingham would likely be his last. The show, titled Back to the Beginning, took place just steps from his childhood home, where he first dreamed of stardom. Despite his pain, he thanked the roaring crowd. "I've been laid up for 6 years. Thank you from the bottom of my heart." On July 30th, fans flooded the streets of Birmingham to honor their fallen idol as his coffin passed through the city, a final tribute to a man whose music and madness will remain forever. Let's move on to a philanthropist whose life was devoted to making the world a kinder and better place for different species. Number 8. Dame Jane Goodall. Jane Goodall, who passed away at 91.
Jane Goodall has died at the age of 91.
Dedicated her life to understanding and protecting chimpanzees and other great apes. Her groundbreaking research in Tanzania reshaped how the world viewed animals and humans alike. She was the first to observe that chimpanzees used tools, formed complex social groups, and could display aggression, discoveries that revealed how closely they are related to humans. Her findings changed science and sparked global discussions about evolution, intelligence, and animal rights. Goodall's books and documentaries captivated millions, making her one of the most admired figures in wildlife research. When her famous chimpanzee Flo died in 1972, the Sunday Times published an obituary, a rare gesture that reflected how deeply her work resonated with the public. Until her final days, Goodall remained active, traveling the world to advocate for conservation and environmental awareness. Earlier this year, she received the United States Medal of Freedom from President Joe Biden, adding to her many international honors, including a damehood. Tributes have poured in from scientists, activists, and admirers worldwide, celebrating her as a pioneer who changed humanity's understanding of the natural world and inspired generations to protect it. The next individual on our list is one whose strength and determination shone brightly through every character she brought to life. Number 7. Claudia Cardinale. Claudia Cardinale, the dazzling Tunisian-born Italian icon of the leopard and the Pink Panther, passed away at 87, leaving behind a cinematic legacy that defined an era of beauty, courage, and resilience. She died peacefully in Namur, France, surrounded by her children, her agent confirmed.
And funeral services were held at the St. Roch Church in Paris for acclaimed star Claudia Cardinale, who passed away at 87.
Born in 1938 to Sicilian parents in Tunis, Cardinale's life changed forever when she won a beauty contest at 16, crowned the most beautiful Italian woman in Tunis. The prize, a trip to the Venice Film Festival, introduced her to filmmakers who saw something magnetic in her shy charm. Though she once dreamed of becoming a teacher, her father urged her to take a chance on cinema, a decision that would make her one of Italy's greatest exports. But her journey wasn't gilded from the start. As a teenager, she survived a brutal assault that left her pregnant, a secret she kept for years. She gave birth to her son Patrick in London and introduced him as her brother while struggling to build her career. Her love for him became her motivation to work, to fight, to succeed. Despite her heavy accent, which led studios to dub her voice, Cardinale's magnetic presence was impossible to silence. Her breakthrough in 1963, with Fellini's and Visconti's The Leopard, made her an international sensation. Hollywood soon followed, with Cardinale starring in The Pink Panther and Once Upon a Time in the West, alongside legends like Henry Fonda and Charles Bronson. David Niven once famously told her, "Claudia, along with spaghetti, you're Italy's greatest invention." Cardinale continued acting well into her 80s and became a passionate advocate for women's rights as a UNESCO Goodwill Ambassador. Italy's culture minister called her one of the greatest actresses of all time. A woman whose strength and spirit made her timeless. Who do you think would be next on the list? Well, let's find out. Number 6. Patricia Routledge. Dame Patricia Routledge, the beloved English actress whose elegance made her one of Britain's most treasured performers, died peacefully in her sleep at the age of 96.
Patricia Routledge, star of Keeping Up Appearances, has died.
Her agent confirmed that she passed away surrounded by love, adding that her passion for performing never waned, even in her later years. Born in Birkenhead in 1929, Patricia Routledge's journey from a bright student of English literature at the University of Liverpool to a household name was nothing short of extraordinary. After making her stage debut in 1952 as Hippolyta in A Midsummer Night's Dream at the Liverpool Playhouse, she quickly became known for her sharp comedic timing and commanding stage presence. Her career reached iconic status in the 1990s when she starred as the hilariously pretentious Hyacinth Bucket in Keeping Up Appearances. The role turned her into a British comedy legend, drawing over 13 million viewers at its peak and earning her 2 BAFTA nominations. She later won hearts again as the determined amateur detective in Hetty Wainthropp Investigates, proving her range extended well beyond comedy. Routledge was also a force in theater. She dazzled audiences in London's West End and on Broadway, winning a Tony Award in 1968 for Darling of the Day and an Olivier Award in 1988 for Candide. Leonard Bernstein, himself, composed music especially for her, a testament to her immense talent. In 2017, she was made a Dame Commander of the British Empire for her contributions to theatre and charity. Despite global fame, she always cherished her northern roots, once saying, "You are never done with your roots. People who think they are in deep trouble." Up next is a visionary whose creativity and influence reshaped the world of fashion in ways that remain unmatched. Number 5. Giorgio Armani. Giorgio Armani, the legendary Italian designer who redefined elegance and power dressing, died at the age of 91.
The fashion designer Giorgio Armani has died at the age of 91.
His fashion house confirmed his passing in Milan, calling him the tireless driving force behind the Armani empire. Known to the world as Re Giorgio or King Giorgio, Armani spent over 5 decades shaping the global fashion industry with his minimalist style and sharp sophistication. Born in Piacenza in 1934, Armani never planned to enter fashion. He first studied medicine before joining the army, then stumbled into style as a window dresser in Milan. His career took off when he joined designer Nino Cerruti in the 1960s, leading to the launch of his own label in 1975, alongside his partner, Sergio Galeotti. Armani's designs broke tradition. His unstructured blazers, neutral tones, and fluid tailoring replaced flashy trends with quiet luxury. His philosophy was simple: I design for women to feel powerful and at ease with themselves. His fame exploded after dressing Richard Gere in American Gigolo, which cemented Armani as Hollywood's designer of choice. Soon, stars like Julia Roberts, Kate Blanchett, and George Clooney became loyal ambassadors of his timeless vision. Armani's empire grew into perfumes, jeans, eyewear, interiors, and luxury hotels, all marked by the same understated elegance that defined his brand. Despite his global success, Armani remained deeply hands-on, from overseeing advertising to adjusting models' hair before shows. He missed his first-ever Milan Fashion Week in 2024 due to illness, marking the end of an era. With an estimated fortune of $12 billion, he stood as one of Italy's most successful designers. Let's discover who's next on the list. Number 4. Terence Stamp. Terence Stamp, the British actor famous for playing General Zod in Superman and for his role in The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, died at 87.
Actor Terence Stamp has died at the age of 87.
He passed away Sunday morning, his family said. No cause of death has been released yet. Stamp began his rise in the 1960s, starring in Billy Budd, after earning a scholarship to drama school. Though he once came close to leaving acting, he nearly became a tantric sex teacher at an Indian ashram. His career took off when he got the role in Superman in 1978. He returned as Zod in Superman 2, becoming one of the most recognizable villains in film history. Along the way, he also brought nuance to Priscilla, winning praise for playing Bernadette, a transgender woman, and showed in interviews how meaningful the role was to him. Born in London in 1938, Stamp endured a rough childhood during the Second World War and held on to dreams of acting even when they seemed impossible. He shared early apartments with Michael Caine and, despite missing out on being James Bond, he never stopped believing in his talent. Stamp leaves behind a rich body of work in film and theater, plus writing that resonated with many. His family said his work will continue to touch and inspire people for years to come. Stamp's death marks the loss of a true artist, and sadly, he isn't the only legend we've lost recently. Another familiar face from one of television's most cherished shows has also passed away. Number 3. Loretta Swit. Loretta Swit, beloved for her role as Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan on MASH, died at 87 of natural causes in her New York City home.
MASH star Loretta Swit, aka Hot Lips Houlihan, has died. She was 87. Loretta's publicist confirming the news to ET on Friday. The actress died at home in New York City, seemingly of natural causes.
Sweet's portrayal of Hot Lips from 1972 to 1983 earned her 2 Emmy Awards and several Golden Globe nominations. Beyond MASH, she made guest appearances on shows like Hawaii Five-0, Gunsmoke, Mission, Impossible, Bonanza, and Batman, the animated series. She also acted in films and TV movies including The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, S.O.B., and Forest Warrior. Her last acting credit was in 2019's play The Flute, and she was slated to appear in Second Chances, currently in pre-production. Born with a passion for performance, Swit once described her childhood self as a shy kid with braces who dreamed of being an actress. She resisted pressure to conform, famously stating she preferred a career and friends to other demands of traditional life. Off-screen, Swit was devoted to animal rights and an accomplished watercolor artist. In 2017, she published Sweetheart, the watercolor artistry and animal activism of Loretta Swit, with proceeds donated to animal welfare groups. Beyond her art and compassion, Swit's legacy will continue to inspire. And now, we move from the world of television to the world of sports, where another legend faced both triumph and heartbreak. Number 2. Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton's career hit a turning point in December 2007 when he faced Floyd Mayweather Jr. in Las Vegas. The bout, billed as undefeated, a nod to both fighters' perfect records, drew more than 30,000 spectators to the MGM Grand Garden Arena and tens of millions more around the world. At the time, Hatton carried a 43-0 record, while Mayweather stood at 38-0. What unfolded was a brutal lesson in the sport's unforgiving nature. Mayweather scored a win in round 10, handing Hatton his first professional loss. Though Hatton returned to the ring with victories over Juan Lazcano and Paulie Malignaggi the next year, cracks had already begun to form. Mental health struggles, addiction to alcohol and drugs, and weight issues increasingly took their toll. Another high-profile match followed in 2009 against Manny Pacquiao, but Hatton was defeated in the second round. He later spoke openly about his struggles, describing his mental state as a daze, and admitting to suicidal thoughts. A comeback in 2012 ended with a body shot knockout by Vyacheslav Senchenko. Outside of boxing, Hatton became a father to 3 children, Campbell, Millie, and Fionn, and launched a gym in Hyde as a way to stay connected to his roots. By the time of his death on the 14th of September, Hatton's record stood at 45 wins and 3 losses, a storied career tempered by personal battles. Now to the last, but not the least, is another star who quite literally rocked the world. Number 1. Chris D'Elia. Chris D'Elia, one of the founding forces behind the Yardbirds, passed away on September 25th at the age of 78 in a London nursing home. His daughter confirmed that his death followed complications from multiple strokes and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. While the Yardbirds never reached the same worldwide fame as the Beatles or the Rolling Stones, they were a powerhouse of blues rock and innovation, producing timeless hits like For Your Love and Heart Full of Soul. D'Elia's steady rhythm guitar and later his bass work became the glue that held together a band boasting 3 of rock's greatest guitar legends, Eric Clapton, Jeff Beck, and Jimmy Page. Known for his quiet reliability, D'Elia balanced the fiery temperaments of the band's lead players, earning respect as the group's stabilizing force. When Clapton left, D'Elia helped the Yardbirds evolve, even contributing artwork to their famous Roger the Engineer album. D'Elia often said he had no regrets. "I'm not as rich as Jimmy," he once remarked, "but I get by and I still have a nose and a bit of a brain." Which of these stars touched your heart the most? And whose legacy do you think will continue to shine? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it